Well, the pound's been on the back foot against the US dollar this morning after Boris Johnson's warning last night that the UK is facing a tidal wave of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus. Well, sterling is currently lower against the US dollar to the tune of just under a fifth of 1%. But look at that, it's actually up by just over a quarter of 1% against the euro right now. Sterling still flirting with a year low there against the greenback. Well, on the equity market, stocks in the Asia-Pacific region have had a mixed session overnight. Mumbai and Hong Kong both finished lower, while Tokyo, Shanghai and Sydney all finished higher. Well, in Europe, markets have been trading largely to the upside since the opening a couple of hours ago or so. Here's the current picture. All the main indices in positive territory there. The DAX in Germany ahead by 1% right now. Well, talking points include Daimler Truck, which, if you're watching on Friday, you'll remember that company made its stock market debut in Frankfurt, and it's up a further 9.5% this morning as investors seek to build a weighting in the business. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 has just slipped into negative territory. It's been trading to the upside for most of the morning. It's currently nearly 5 points lower. Gains for the mining heavyweights are being balanced out by losses among some of the so-called reopening stocks. It won't surprise you to know that the biggest blue chip faller this morning is International Airlines Group, the owner of British Airways, and Aer Lingus currently off 3.25%. Among the leading gainers to mention right now, the packaging group Smurfit Kappa and DS Smith. Both of those ahead right now. Smurfit Kappa up by more than 1.5%. DS Smith actually had some strong results on Thursday. That appears to be behind the move there. Well, outside the FTSE 100, Jupiter Asset Management is the leading gainer, up by more than 7.5%. That's after Sky's Mark Kleiman reported at the weekend that the company is on takeover alert. But the support services company Capita, its shares currently off by some 16.5%. That is following a trading update. As for the oil price, well, that's ahead this morning. Investors looking through the possible impact of Omicron on demand. A barrel of Brent crude will currently cost you $75.27 a barrel. That's up a little over a sixth of 1%. Well, joining me now is the investment director at Fidelity International, Catherine Young. Catherine, very good morning to you, or good afternoon, I should say, in where you are. I mean, we've had something called today the China Central Economics Work Conference. You better explain what that's all about.
Yes, so this was completed or finished up on the 10th of December, and essentially it sets the economic agenda for next year. And so the overall tone was very sort of slanted towards growth, and the tone very similar to what we saw in 2018 when the Chinese regulators did in fact introduce a lot of supportive easing measures. So again, we're starting 2022 very differently to other central bankers around the world with this growth bias and easing bias versus a more hawkish tone.
Well, you talked about central bankers. I mean, this is a very, very big week. We have policy decisions from the US Federal Reserve, the Bank of England and the European Central Bank. Are you expecting much out of any of them?
It will be very much about the signalling of their tapering, if any. And again, going into the new year, there are a lot of expectations, given where inflation is, given the change we've seen in the macro recovery, that we will still start seeing some of that tapering occur. And then again, we'll see a change in that policy direction, which actually could be a bit of a risk for markets if we do see the change occur too quickly or too swiftly.
I mean, it doesn't look as though we'll get anything from the European Central Bank. Would it be or something that the Bank of England will sit on their hands this month as well?
More than likely. So all eyes very much on the Federal Reserve. And then again, what we're seeing out of China, the complete opposite in terms of their bias towards stimulating parts of the economy. But I do want to say parts. It's not an all-out easing sort of policy. It's very much tweaking in certain areas.
Yeah, this is a real challenge for the People's Bank of China, isn't it? Because on the one hand, they've got this overheated property market. They're worried about collapses, situations like Evergrande, and yet they do have to keep on keeping growth stimulated.
Yes, and it's all about the stability of growth and the quality of growth versus the quantity of growth. But really interestingly, what we're getting out of the government so far is about not your traditional infrastructure spending like we saw in the early 2000s, but more targeted, whether it be the continued rollout of 5G, green technology is really high up on the agenda, the creation of smart cities. So it's a different form of infrastructure spending than we have seen in the past.
Catherine, we've spoken in the recent past about some of these rolling power cuts that we were getting in some provinces of China. Are those still ongoing, or has that situation been rectified now?
Short term, we have seen some policy changes relating to both coal usage and gas usage, but longer term, the aim really is to implement that carbon neutral plan by 2060. And so the emphasis on renewable energies is really, really huge. And in fact, even the old traditional sectors and companies, they're really spending a lot of capex or costs in terms of renewable. And even in Hong Kong right now, I know because you guys are in England, so it's probably a lot colder, but it seems cooler here. And so in China, because of the winter season, this is why they've changed their policies to ensure that citizens, are getting adequate heating.
So in terms of the overall balance of money being invested on energy generation in mainland China right now, how does it break down between coal and renewables? Because, the Americans love to keep talking about the fact that China's building new coal-fired power plants. They are also investing an awful lot of money on renewables.
It's one of the highest in the world. But, the renewable energy and innovation behind this, it does take time to create. And this is why they do need a period before they're fully up and running in terms of renewables. But definitely over the years, because it's such a top priority of the government, you are seeing many, many companies and the state really move in this direction. But in terms of capital, again, and what I find so interesting time and time again is just where the money in terms of household capital is flowing to. And it's definitely beginning to flow more and more into capital markets away from that traditional property sector and in the bank.
That's very interesting. When you talk about, you're talking about household investment there. So this is ordinary savers deploying their savings.
Yeah, it's quite unusual because most people look at the Chinese stock market, for example, as an opportunity for growth or tapping into the rise of the Chinese consumer. But a lot of people don't recognize that, in fact, we're seeing higher incomes, i.e. through the dividend payouts in China. And so as you have this household wealth increasing, you're seeing more and more investable opportunities because historically, again, it was property as well as the bank. So in the end, the household balance sheet will begin to look a little bit more like a developed market balance sheet, let's say the UK or the US, where equities and fixed income will be part of the long-term investment horizon for investors. And this is why, again, you're seeing improving governance, that improving income story coming through in the equities market, really looking for that total return story versus just punting equities day in, day out.
All right, Catherine, always good to talk to you. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Ian.
Now, we all dream of getting something for nothing, and according to my next guest, that's actually possible for stock market investors. He argues that with some companies, one division is valued by investors at more than the value of the entire group, effectively meaning investors get the rest of the company for nothing. Ian Lance is UK Equity Income Portfolio Manager at RWC Partners, and he co-manages the Temple Bar Investment Trust. Ian, very good morning to you. There's some very big and well-known names in your list I'd like to talk about with you. Let's start with Royal Mail, which is obviously one of the sort of showstoppers, I guess.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So the research you're referring to, you actually have to go back to May 2020. We were right in the middle of, obviously, of lockdown. There was a lot of pessimism within the stock market, and we basically were just trying to demonstrate the fact that some of these companies were so undervalued that one division, as you mentioned, was worth more than the group. And Royal Mail was a good example of that. They have a European parcels business called GLS, which at the time we estimated was worth about £2 billion, and the value of the whole Royal Mail group was about 1.8 billion. So the UK business was actually in for a negative value at the time.
And another one that you've alighted on, an old favourite among many retail investors, Marks & Spencer. This is its shareholding in Ocado's business.
That and the rest of the food retail. So around at that time, we estimated that the value of the food retail plus Ocado plus International was again about 2 billion, which is about the market cap of the entire company. So in that case, you were getting the UK clothing and home business for nothing, and we have to remind ourselves that I know people have mixed views about Marks and Spencers, but it is after all still the number one by market share in terms of clothing in the UK. And believe it or not, it's actually number two online these days. So actually that was a very good business, which was being valued at zero by the stock market.
Why do investors behave in this irrational way at times, overlooking value in some parts of a business's portfolio?
But basically because people, I think during times of uncertainty, they tend to narrowing the time frame. So in other words, they will look just at what's going on in the short term, where earnings are moving in the short term, and they won't really try and extend their time frame and think about where the business might be going, in 3 years' time or 5 years' time. What's actually fascinating in both of those companies that you've just mentioned, we went back and updated that research about 2 weeks ago. The share price of Royal Mail's up 170%. Since that first piece of research, the share price of Marks and Spencer's up 150%. So it does show sort of, how incredibly pessimistic people were being back then.
And in terms of discovering valuations in the diamonds in the rough, if you want to call it that, I mean, you've added a couple more companies to the list which caught my eye. One of them is Vodafone.
That's right, yes. And Vodafone is an interesting one because the first two businesses we spoke about were cyclical businesses, and you could sort of understand why people had become fearful of those as we went into lockdown. But Vodafone, I think it's just almost sort of years of disappointment, and people have thrown in the towel on it. But actually, what makes Vodafone an interesting situation is that lots of their subsidiary businesses are actually quoted. So to give you an example, they have a towers business called Vantage, which is quoted in Germany. If you add up all of those quoted businesses, you actually know what those are worth in the stock market today. The rest of the business is in for virtually nothing, which I think makes that a very interesting situation.
And another one, Ian, that you've alighted on is, again, one that a lot of the viewers will own shares in, is Shell.
Yes. And again, this is an extremely topical one. There was I'm not sure if you've reported on this, but there was a US activist company called Third Point took a stake in Shell a few weeks ago. And exactly the point that they were making was that if you added up the value of what they call their transmission businesses, in other words, their renewables businesses and marketing and gas, and put a reasonable value on that, then all of the other businesses were effectively being valued at zero. And so they're actually agitating for the management of Shell to separate those two businesses out into two clearly defined businesses, and thus realise that value for shareholders.
All right, Ian Lance, it's a fascinating subject. Thanks very much for talking me through it.
Pleasure.
A bit of breaking news to mention to you, just to bring you up to speed with an issue on the government website. It appears that it is currently not possible to order home testing kits for COVID-19. Well, that, of course, comes after the Prime Minister warned last night of an incoming tidal wave of cases on the Omicron variant. Sky News is attempting to speak to the Department of Health to find out what the issue is. We'll bring you more on that, should we get it. Well, in the meantime, still to come here on Ian King Live, I'll be speaking to the Chief Executive of Octopus Energy. Stay with us.
Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email and phone number. That's it, you're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Starr Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com. Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Turn it on.
Turn it up.
Body, it's your ma. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. We don't go nowhere. UK, London. We call them London for home. We're here. We call them London. And I said, you know, just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie.
Archie on Starr Radio.
And that is how I say a massive good morning to you wherever you might be on planet Earth, and those of you on other planets as well. We want to welcome you to the Monday edition of the morning show. Today is the 13th day of the month of December, the year 2021, with the time now 10:38. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to the show. I want to beg of you to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But this is going to be a special program from today till Wednesday. We're going to be having a program till 12 o'clock instead of the normal 1 o'clock where we have all those gates and bits in there. But I promise you one thing for sure, but come Thursday, all the installations and the upgrades that is being done will be completed, and I can bring you a full flare of the show. And all in all, it's been a pleasure coming your way once again. Somebody will say, I've really missed you all. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Of course, I remain yours faithfully, Archie. But I say special good morning to Mr. Frank Davis all the way in Ghana, Mr. Laimi Koiki, I'm not telling where Yomi is, to Kojo D in South London, Felix all the way in Aberdeen. Thank you very, very much, gentlemen, and good morning to you all. Yes, and then to the one and only HRH Linda Pallian. And she will not be able to join us today because of the technical update that'll have to be going on from 12 o'clock. But hey, you want to know more about all they have to do about Career 101, just go to our podcast session and go there and go listen to it. It'll help you a great deal. And about the books as well, as I've been saying all the time, now you want to get somebody a nice Christmas present, then just get your hands on the book. Yeah, buy the 3 of them. It will bless them and turn their lives around significantly. And of course, let me put it this way, positively. Let me say good morning to Regina and Nima. Queen, I hope you are doing very, very well. Oh, lovely wife Lottie, massive good morning to you. Hope you are feeling great as well. To my person, brother HB, Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, massive good morning to you. All Bible Lifers and Divine Life Assembly members as well. We salute you all. We hope you are all doing very, very good. Well, this program cannot be going on without the able assistant of my own producer, Mr. Francis Guy. Francis, let me say massive good morning to you. To our listeners in the US, those of you in Europe, those of you in Africa, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, especially on the African continent, those of you in Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Uganda and Kenya, we salute you all and we welcome you. I hope you're all doing very good. Mr. Beneza Hamon Chantel in South Africa, Cape Town to be specific, I salute you. And to Mr. Isaac Makiva all the way in the US as well. Baby, morning to you. I hope you are doing very good. It was a nice surprise of a call, yeah. To the Abedi family back in Ghana as well and across the globe. Yes. I hope God has comforted us during the loss of our brother. He's a husband and he's a dad as well. One of the younger ones. God called him to glory and he was put or laid to rest last Saturday. And I say good morning to you all back in Ghana. Hope that it all went well. And I think we've all got to get the closure that we need. Let me say morning to Dr. Morton as well. 10:42 the time. Starr Radio UK, the station, the morning show, the program. So from now to 12 o'clock, I'm going to be your captain. And as you know, as I would say all the time, from archaeology to zoology, from Accra to Zanzibar, if making the headlines, going to touch on it. So this is how the program is going to be. I'm going to bring you the quote for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. That's Global Trotting. It's going to be a swift one. Then at 11 o'clock, we come and bring you, start from Nigeria, where we bring you some of the updates from Nigeria. We'll move on to other parts of the world, touching in Ghana as well, and lots more. Then exactly at 12 o'clock, we bring the curtains down for the end of the program. However, at 11:30, the lines will be open. So if you want to make your voice heard there, please feel free to do so. My apologies for that. Yes, the weather seemed to be, as a friend would say, chukoko in me. But don't you worry, I know you are here and you are there listening to me and putting a bit of oomph in me. So thank you very much once again. Okay, so the quote for the day says what? Now, how many days more for Christmas? And interestingly, one of the topics that I wanted to look at today is the F1. Do you watch F1? Are you a fan of F1? Now, if you are not, some people say, how can you just sit down and be watching cars going round, and you are like that? No, there's lots in it. Well, those of us who are fans of it, how did you see the race yesterday, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? And how the last minute was skewed, let me put it that way, let me be blatant there, to favor Verstappen. Why was a red flag not shown? So that everybody will go to the pits and everybody go arm themselves, and then maybe the last 5 or 6 rounds would have been determined from it is an equal ground. However, Marcy thought he knows the best and decided that, well, some cars can lap, others cannot lap, and that is the way how they stole. This one is a stolen verdict. I said it. Okay, maybe some people think that it's not the right way to say it, or they think that there's something else going on, fishy going on. Well, I want to ask you that if the shoe is put on the other foot, how would it feel like? All right then, it is Starr Radio UK. So the quote for today says, "Don't be afraid to invest time in getting to know people and learning from them. You won't regret the results." Don't be afraid to invest time in getting to know people and learning from them. You won't regret the results. There's a potential in everybody. There's something good in everybody. If it's harnessed nicely and you take your time to investigate it and get it out, you will enjoy it. Well, so that is a word to you wherever you are. It is Starr Radio UK. Now let's move on to the weather front today. Yesterday it seems a bit milder. I was at home, but I felt that I went out into the garden. I was like, okay, it's a bit milder than it has been of usual and of late. And today is going to be quite a similar one as well. Now today is expected to be another dull and overcast day with just the occasional brighter spell at times. Now, chance of the odd spot of light rain or drizzle, mild for the time of year. Now this evening will be mainly cloudy with an odd shower or spot of rain possible. Overnight will turn drier and largely overcast skies, and a few mist and fog patches may develop as well. Now when it comes to the temperature is going to be 13 degrees, the lowest is going to be 9 degrees. Sunset is going to be at 15:51 and sunrise for tomorrow morning 07:58 hours. UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low. Top temperature 13, lowest 9 as I said. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of the weather forecast for you today. Don't you worry if I'm all over the place. Just bear with me. It is Starr Radio UK. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and I'll bring you the travel update. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check it out. This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay, so keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep it navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update. I can see where we reach from 10:40. It's now 10:48. What's the travels like this morning? On the Central Line, there are minor delays due to train cancellations. On the Second Line, there are minor delays due to train cancellations as well. And on the Metropolitan Line, minor delays between Moore Park and Amersham due to train cancellations. The next departure from Amersham will be at 11:48 approximately. Good service on the rest of the line. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I'll keep you navigated. That aside, all the other lines, good service. London Overground, TFL Rail, DLR, London Tramlink, good service. Now let's move on straight to the riverbeds this morning. On the riverbeds, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got a planned closure, all the others have got good service. Now moving on to the National Rail this morning. Now Great Western Railway has got special service, Northern Rail minor delays, and ScotRail has got special service there as well. But keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads. I will keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:40. On the final segment, that is on the major roads in London. A4 has got closures and Central London Red routes closures there aside. That aside, all the others, no exceptional delays. You zoom through it like no man's business. But as I say all the time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far.
Okay, welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to exactly 9 minutes to the top of the hour, and it's now time for Global Trotting. Yes, so that is stories making the rounds across the globe as we bring you from the perspective of Star Radio UK. What we're seeing here. Okay, so the first and foremost, let's look at some of the stories making the rounds. Yes. As I would say, pertaining to sports. Yes, yesterday I wasn't happy about what happened when it came to the F1. Was it a stolen verdict? Do you think that, well, if the shoe be put on the other foot, how would they have actually celebrated it? How would they have been? But Verstappen is champion, but Mercedes intend to appeal after protests rejected. Well, so we'll see what is going to happen. The protests will still go on. Well, if the race manager or the team decides that, hey, we just want to just change something to favor someone else, do you think how fair that is? Well, I want people to win fairly and squarely. No problem about that. So why didn't they raise a red flag so that they could all go into the pit and then all restart? So we have maybe 5 or 10 laps to go. Okay, so when the incident happened, a red flag is flown. Now everybody can go into the pit and then we can restart. And then everybody's done whatever things, to their vehicles. Let's start it. Whoever wins fairly and squarely, we go on from there. But it wasn't to be. Well, Marcy thinks that he is the one who controls and decides to say, it's not. It's a racing. It's not. that particular audio, I'll try to see what I can get it and play it over to you. But it was a very, very sad day when it comes to sports, and I think that my interest in F1 has actually dwindled. Let me put it that way. I don't know what you think about that, but we'll be talking about that when the lines open at 11:30. However, you can put your comments on our Facebook page. As I have said before, the lines are open. Okay, but here in the UK will throw everything at beating Omicron. UK will throw everything at beating Omicron. That is what the health secretary is saying. Race on between virus and vaccine, says Minister. Health Secretary Sajid Javid says 10 people are in hospital in England with the Omicron variant. So what is happening there? Work from home guidance reintroduced in England. So starting from today, people should now work from home if they can to help curb the spread of Omicron, the government says. But my question, one of the things that I wanted to discuss or have a look at this morning is to you knowing that there's a chance, there's a tendency, because they say it spreads. I mean, the way it spread, maybe hospitalization is not that bad, but would you want to just go out there and just get yourself infected and then go to your vulnerable parents and then infect them where you're not sure what is going to happen? I understand the fact that people are talking about the fact that, look, initially they say, oh, when you take the 2 doses, you are okay, you are perfect, and that will give you 100%. Now they say that, oh, that one doesn't last, and therefore you have to now do a top-up, which is the booster, and then that. So to what end? Are we going to be having a booster every 2 months, every 6 months, or anytime there's a new variant you have to go for a booster? What is it? What is it all about? I want to have your take on that. What do you see with the introduction of the working from home, the new working from home regime that has been introduced again? How do you see it all? I want you to share your take with me. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say a massive good morning to Mr. Dan Tabiri and Mrs. Evelyn Tabiri. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Okay, and then moving on to other parts of the world. Well, I know that the Prime Minister's situation has not changed. He's still the Prime Minister, but there's a lot that have been going on over the past week, and I'm like, oh God. But this Thursday, it's supposed to be an election as well, so hopefully by Friday we'll come and give you the results and see the impact of what has gone on in number 10 on this election. Maybe nothing untoward was going to happen, and they're going to take along nicely as they've always done. All right then. Now, Kentucky fears more than 100 people dead from tornadoes. Now, rescue workers have continued to scour the rubble, but hopes of finding survivors are waning. That's one stories making the rounds there. And then 2 missing after cargo ships collide off in Sweden. Wow. And then his vessel has capsized after collided with a British flagged ship in the Baltic Seas. And then Hong Kong tycoon gets 13 months for banned vigil. Jimmy Lai and 7 others activists received sentences ranging from 4 to 14 months. We'll bring you more on that. Jimmy Lai. It's not about time that he leaves the country and go and live in maybe US or come and live in the UK or some place else. But they'll say that no, we don't want to do that. We have our wealth and everything there. We want to live there. We want to help our people. But what do you think about all that? We'll be looking at that. Then leaked documents shine spotlight on Black Axe gang. Documents suggest that feared cult has infiltrated Nigerian politics and launched a global fraud operation. Wow. Is that why people are acting those ways? Well, end to Korean war agreed to in principle. That's what the South Koreans are saying. But talks have yet to begin because of North Korea's demands, says President Moon Jae-in. That's the president of South Korea. So coming your way, some of the news making the rounds across the globe. Now, South Africa's leader, Cyril Ramaphosa, has started feeling unwell on Sunday and has delegated all responsibilities to his deputy. He tested positive to COVID. Well, he's had his 2 doses. You know, yeah. You know, when people had the vaccines, they thought that now we are invincible and we can go around, we can do everything that we want to do. Now it looks like that is not the case any longer. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? Yes, we'll be talking about all those in a moment. I want to hear your voice on those stories as well. U.S. concerned over alleged atrocities by Tigray rebels. Well, you can show your concerns, but what happens? And then still on the African continent, doctors continue to strike in Angola. And then South Africa, male grooming enhancing businesses in beauty sector. Okay, which is good, and every business is business so far as you're not killing or stealing. Now, Libya's government says ready for presidential poll. Ramadan Abu Jna, interim head of Libya's government since Premier Abdul Hamid Dbeibah announced he will run for the presidency. He's giving a press conference. Yes, so we'll see what happens on that front. But it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. And then APC crisis. Ex-Commissioner Shahabi Lehman dumps Yari for Matawale. And then Nigeria records 418 new COVID-19 cases in 12 states. Now, Denkule, Go Simi, Wixkid, Davido win big at the 2021 Afrima Awards. Now, some of the stories making the rounds there. While Buhari's anti-fight is flawed, ex-minister Shitu says. There's a lot more going to be coming away from Nigeria, but don't you go away. It is still Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, going straight to some of the stories making the rounds in Ghana whilst it's 11 o'clock. Now, compulsory vaccination at KIA, reprehensible. Now, can you just imagine? Now, I saw that information yesterday. No. That was sometime Friday. And I asked myself the question, how plausible is that? Okay. Now, this segment that is coming through says that private legal practitioner Sami Jamfi has described as reprehensible the decision by government to make COVID vaccines compulsory for all Ghanaians traveling and out of the country at the Kotika International Airport. Now, vaccination must be by choice and not by force. The imposition of compulsory COVID vaccination requirement on all Ghanaians traveling into and out of Ghana by the Ghana Health Services is reprehensible and an effort to and an affront to the 1992 Constitution. Now, we're talking about countries that practice democracy, where they are introducing regimental regimes to see to the people are vaccinated. So if we have the Germans saying that, yeah, come next year, we're doing that, and some other country saying that, yes, that is the way forward, you have to be vaccinated whether you like it or not, then what do you say about this? Do you think it's fair for the Ghanaian authorities to say that, well, if you want to travel out of the country, you have to be vaccinated. You get to the airport, we will vaccinate you. Or if you're coming in, you get to the airport, you're a Ghanaian, we'll vaccinate you. What is wrong with that? They want to make sure that if you go out, you don't bring anything, or you don't take anything out, or you don't bring anything back into the country. So what do you think? Now, somebody will say that, well, some people react negatively. So let's say the little fraction of people who react negatively to the vaccines, and then you vaccinate them and they hop on the plane and something happens. Then what happens then? Are you catching my drift? So this is a lot we're going to be looking at in the next few minutes. It's now 2 minutes past the top of the hour. We're going to take a music break, and once we come back, we'll continue with the show. But don't you go away. Exactly at 12 o'clock, as I've said, the lines, the program will be brought to a close. At 11:30, I'll be opening the lines for you to add your voice to the discussion. But before then, if you have any comments, feel free, put it on our Facebook page, and I promise you, we will read that. Okay, let's enjoy this song from the mighty Sparrow. It's a Christmas special from Caribbean. Enjoy.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos
all around the world. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Helps to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa Claus is on his way. He's bringing lots of toys for them to play, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering the simple faith, those kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas to you. Jingle bells,
all around the world. In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the hills we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Hey, jingle bells,
This is Caribbean Vibes.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let us receive our King. Let every heart prepare Him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let us receive our King.
All around the world.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love.
Well, bring in a bit of Christmas cheers here and there, wherever you are. Happy Christmas to you all, wherever you might be. Something from the great mighty Sparrow. A bit of Christmas cheer for you. Give me a Christmas cheer by sharing my broadcast with your friends and loved ones wherever they might be.
For there's no.
Okay, it's now time for updates from Nigeria. 8 minutes past the top of the hour. Call it, yes. And let's crack on straight. Yeah, don't you worry. I'm going to bring you some lovely tunes from that front as well. But let's go to Nigeria.
When you pine for the sunshine of a friendly.
But let me take this opportunity to say good morning to Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. Kofi, long time no here. I hope you are doing very, very well.
I met a man who lives in Port of Spain, and he was heading for San Fernando and some homemade pumpkin pie.
Online 24/7. Worldwide online 24/7.
Okay, let's go on. Breaking news coming through from Nigeria. Interestingly, as whether that is true or not, we are yet to verify, but let me bring you some of the stories there. Now, breaking: Malami, Nigeria's Attorney General, to be sacked is the title of a video posted on a Facebook in November 2021. The 9-minute video has been watched more than 47,000 times so far. The video shows photos of Nigeria's Attorney General Abubakar Malami, who doubles as the Minister of Justice. A voiceover in Pidgin English claims Malami's impending firing is linked to the invasion of Supreme Court Justice Mary Odele's home. The narrator says the Middle Belt United Assembly has written to the Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari demanding Malami's sack. But is Malami really about to lose his job? That is a question that people are asking, which I think that never would that happen. I don't see Buhari being able to be sacking his ministers. He's really done that. The Middle Belt United Assembly, a political grouping in Nigeria, has indeed written to Buhari demanding that Malami should be sacked, according to a news report. But the president, he has made no announcement of the Attorney General's firing, and given Malami's prominent position, this would have made national headlines. The media has not reported on this at all, as we are also just bringing out what we've seen. Malami continues to function in his official capacity. On the 6th of December, he oversaw the inauguration of the virtual court at the Kuje Correctional Center in the nation's federal capital territory of Abuja. Okay, so there are some stories making the rounds there in Nigeria. But well, how true is that? How true is that? It's coming away from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Because of press of time, because we are pressed with time, we just crack on straight. Now, why Buhari's anti-corruption fight is flawed is what an ex-minister Shitu is saying. So what is Shitu talking about? Adebayo Shitu, a former Minister of Communications, had disclosed why the anti-corruption war of President Muhammadu Buhari is flawed. Now, Shitu said the anti-corruption war of Buhari is flawed because the anti-graft agencies depend on the executives to initiate new laws. He spoke during a national anti-corruption conference in Abuja over the weekend. According to Shitu, when we were campaigning in 2015, we made a fight against corruption one of the 3 cardinal programs that we chose for ourselves. But I think the fact that we rely only on the existing structures without more has made it not too impressive by my own ratings. Now, it goes further to say, what I'm saying is that the ICPC, the EFCC, or the Code of Conduct should not wait for the executive to initiate new laws. There are people in the field, as people in the field should think of what structures are required to enable them to do their jobs better and consequently to initiate new legislation which will assist them. Right, this is a situation where this seems to be going on, but ask yourself the question, what can they do? They just sit like lame ducks just waiting for the executive to tell that do this and do that and do that. Why? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Updates from Nigeria. Now, the federal government is not ready to tackle insecurity in the northern part of Nigeria. Ahmed Bakari has also said there. A public commentator alleged Alhaji Ahmed Bakari has seriously condemned the federal government over the insurgency ravaging the northern region of the country, saying that the government seems not to be bothered about the killings and kidnappings. Now, speaking in Gazu, the state capital of the the commentator explained that it will be a shame for the government to come out publicly and disclose that the bandits, terrorists, are difficult to curb. He quoted General Sani Abacha as saying that if any crisis surpasses 24 hours, the government has a hand in it, stressing that if the government at all levels wants to end banditry in Zamfara state, it is very easy. Now, we are not fools. Nobody should tell us that both the federal and state governments cannot end banditry activities bedeviling the entire northern region. In a quote, he continues, I want to make it clear that the security of lives, properties in Nigeria is the entire responsibility of the federal government and not the responsibility of the state government. It is clear that all the security agencies in the country are being sponsored by the state governments and not the federal government. The federal government only pay the salaries of security operatives, but the logistics are being provided by the state government. I know that in Zamfara state, for example, there is no government in the state that did not buy at least 200 operational vehicles for the security agencies in the state. It goes further to say, let us not deceive ourselves. The government do not want to act concerning these security challenges because they have security for themselves and their families, he said. Now, Bakari insisted the President Muhammadu Buhari knows very well that he has failed Nigerians in almost all sectors, but he has refused to resign because of the sweetness of the power that equally kills. Now, speaking further, the public commentator condemned the National Assembly, describing members as toothless bulldogs that can bark but can't bite, saying that Buhari had committed many serious impeachable offenses, but nobody called him to order. However, he enjoyed Nigerians to keep on. Let me take it again. However, he enjoyed Nigerians to keep on praying, pointing out that the trouble period will soon be over. How does he know that trouble period will soon be over? Is it that government is going to act actively on it or what? It's all coming away from Nigeria. Updates from Nigeria. Bringing the time now to 16 minutes past the top of the hour. Now, moving on to one final story from Nigeria, and then we can bring the update to a close. This pertains to Igbo leaders now finally endorse his candidate for president. The other time, the past 2 weeks, I had conversations with you pertaining to the call by some people in the north and middle belt saying that, well, you Igbo people, you want the next president to come from your area. Meanwhile, you're not doing anything. You don't have anybody to say that this is somebody that we think is worthy of becoming the president, who can fight the cause of the country and our sub-region. But it's not been the case. But well, now leaders drawn from the southeast and south geopolitical zones of Nigeria have thrown their weight behind business mogul Moses Ayom in respect of the 2023 presidential elections. Led by Igwe Friday Ozechimere Eze the First, the leaders conferred on Ayom, an aspirant for the presidency in 2023, on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, like the APC. The chieftaincy title of Ozo Nidi Igbo the First of Nigeria, savior of the Igbo race in Nigeria. It is with a sense of responsibility that we make this call, having watched the tussle for who and which region should produce the next president of this country. We view the cry of the Middle Belt as one that is close, if not worse, to that of our region. The Southeast, Igwe Ozochi said there as well. It goes on further to say this is because whilst our zone, the Southeast, had produced a democratic president and vice president in the presence of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and vice president in the person of Dr. Alex Ekweme, both of blessed memory, the Middle Belt has produced none of them in our democratic journey. Much as we feel that every zone at the moment, apart from the Northwest, is making a genuine case for the presidency, especially the Southeast, we believe that the Middle Belt can serve as galvanizing front to play the uniting role you have always played in keeping Nigeria strong and united. He noted that the region settled for Ayom, given his pedigree as a man with the requisite entrepreneurial antecedents, which are basic requirements for a viral and prosperous nation. Well, do you think the suggestion or the election or the appointment of this individual, with all the accolades that comes with him, will give him the big shot or the best shot of the presidency come 2023, or the leadership of the APC party come 2023? This is something that we'll be watching very, very closely. But it is Starr Radio UK, 19 minutes past the top of the hour. We're going to take a break again, a commercial break, and once we come back, we'll continue with some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. Don't you go away. Yes, it is Starr, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Welcome back to the program. It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'm bringing the time now to exactly that is 11:21. Okay, so let's crack on with some of the stories making the rounds there. Just bear with me. Not being like the way I normally boisterous, but hey. Just bear with me and let's enjoy the rest of the show. As I said, exactly at 12 o'clock, the program will be brought to a close, and therefore you'll not be able, will not be bringing you Career 101. But hey, if you want to go back, listen to some of the Career 101 programs, go to our apps, the Star Radio apps. If you've not downloaded it, go to your what do you call it? My apologies there. Go to your app store, whether it's iOS or Android, and just type in Star Radio Global, and then you'll be able to download our apps from there. Once you download that, you can just go straight on to do what? Look at the podcast session there, and you can listen to all the programs that have been done and have been posted there as well. So do so. It is Star Radio UK. Now let's move on quickly to some of the stories making the rounds on other parts of the world. Well, as I said earlier on, race between virus and vaccine over Omicron, says Sajid Javid, who is the health secretary. The UK is in a race between the virus and the vaccines over the spread of the Omicron. Sajid Javid has won. The health secretary said the NHS will be focusing on urgent needs and vaccination for a few weeks, with non-urgent treatments possibly postponed. 10 people in England are in hospital with the COVID variant, but no deaths are yet been reported, Mr. Javid said. Now, the over 18s in England will start to be offered a booster dose from this week. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has said there as well. Mr. Javid said the new highly transmissible COVID-19 variant Omicron was spreading at a phenomenal rate, with cases doubling every 2 to 3 days. We are clearly once again in a race between the virus and the vaccine, he said. Now, he said primary care services and GPs will be focusing only on the booster program and urgent needs, and non-urgent appointment facing being delayed to the new year. He goes on further to say, now asked about people seeking cancer treatment, he said they would completely be unaffected because those are urgent appointments and people will still be able to be seen within 2 weeks. However, he added hospitals will be able to postpone elective surgeries like hip or knee operations until the new year to get a lot more people receive their booster jabs. Okay, so those are some of the stories making the rounds here in the UK. 11:24 the time, the morning show, the program. I hope you are enjoying the show so far. If you have any take on any of the issues that we touched on there, feel free to do so. It is Star Radio UK. Now, working from home has started today, and I hope that all business entities, employers have been able to. Those who can work from home are working from home. Now, people in England should now work from home if they can, as part of the government's plan to be a guidance to curb the spread of Omicron. The change brings England in line with Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. But some businesses in city centres fear the move means they will lose customers in the run up to Christmas. Now, rules on face masks have already been tightened, and COVID passes will be required to get into nightclubs and other large venues from Wednesday. Now, despite the new rules, Boris Johnson said on Sunday that the UK faced an Omicron emergency with a tidal wave of the new variant coming. He, in a televised address, he said boosters will be offered to everyone over 18 in England from this week. Now, with the aim of giving a job to everyone who wants one by the end of the month. I goes on to say extra measures known as Plan B were announced last week amid growing concern over Omicron, which is spreading rapidly and is expected to become the dominant variant in the UK this week. My concerns here is that now some people are saying that because of the untoward action by number 10 last year, and that has now been has come out, they are of the view that, well, we're not going to be isolating or adhering to these rules that you are putting across. We're not going to do that. But the thing is, who are you helping or who are you hurting? Are you hurting yourself? Are you hurting the politicians who broke the law in the first place? What do you think about that? It comes after a tough fortnight for Boris Johnson, who faced questions about several Christmas parties reportedly held by Downing Street last Christmas. Now, despite COVID rules banning them, an inquiry has been launched into 4 alleged gatherings, including one in the Department of Education, which the Department Secretary, the Education Secretary has apologized for. But what do you think about all that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now moving on to other parts of the world. Well, as I said yesterday, it did all happen. It all unraveled at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But my question once again is, was it a fair game? Do you think everyone was given the full opportunity? At the tilting end of that race, when it was about 48? So that was about 10 rounds before the end of the race, when there was that accident or that crash, which led to the safety car being brought in. Now, when the safety car was brought in, there was introduced the safety car. Led the race, and therefore there was not overspeeding there. So they had to go round. Some people went into their pits to go and change their tires and do whatever things, which gave some people more advantage over others. However, when it was about to be started, now, why did they let some cars lap and others not? So I was sitting down quietly and I asked myself the question. Now, if it's put on the other foot, how would they feel? Now, I know that Mercedes is still going on with an appeal, because they're saying they're not going to be taking it on slipping. No. So they're going to be fighting it all the way through. But you think, forget about everything that has got on. Now, see the fanfare and everything that has been done. Do you think that it will be fair? Not fair. Now, I don't want to put that. It will be nice to say that now, okay, now we've withdrawn the championship from Verstappen. Well, we know genuinely, because Lewis was leading, so he is the one who has won, and we're giving it to him. Are we not going to set up podiums to now receive or present another decision to him, and all those lights and all the crowd and stuff like that? But the other question that I wanted to ask was, do you think they were doing this because Louis was black? And the fact that if he wins that or had won that, would have been the best or the most successful Formula One driver ever, until someone else breaks that. Is it that they didn't want him to get, and that's why they did that? Because I remember about a month or so away, there was this issue where people were talking about the fact that, there was going to be what do you call it, that Louis, if he wins it, he would have beaten Michael Schumacher, and therefore some people were thinking, why should he beat Michael Schumacher? But records are said to be broken. Records are said to be broken. So it makes me quite worry and wonder. And I've lined up a song that I'll be playing in a moment. But what do you think about all that? We're going to take a break. Once we come back, I'll play that song, and then we'll continue with some of the other stories making the round. What is your take on this? Should Mercedes just let sleeping dogs lie? Or should they pursue it all the way? What do you think? Should Massey still remain as the race manager or the race director, or should he be shown the door for making such decisions? What do you think? Well, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So let's take a break. I'll bring you that song and then we continue.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
The higher you build your barrier, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter.
This is Starr Radio UK.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
Though you're doing me wrong, so wrong, because of my pride was gone. There's something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong.
Well, something inside so strong. I know that I can make it. I know that I can make it. Coming your way from the Bala Brothers. But don't you worry. I'm going to make sure that at the tail end of the program, I bring you that song in full because we are pressed with time. But hey, wherever you are, did you think that was a fair treatment of the race? Not Lewis Hamilton per se. Yes. But first of all, was it a right call? Was it fair? If the shoe was on the other foot, how would it feel? Is it that? Now coming to Louis now, is it because he is black? And therefore, if he wins that, breaking and setting a new record is something that they didn't want him to achieve that? Well, then that song that I played in background at the moment applies. Something inside so strong. I know I can make it. The higher you build your barriers, remember, the taller I will grow. Okay, It is Star Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:36. And let me announce the lines opened. It is 0208-133-2257 or 580208-133-2257 or 58. If you happen to be in the US, it's 001-7183-032737, 001-7183-032737. You can text or WhatsApp at 07539661744, 07539661744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK. Email address is info@starradiouk.com. Get in touch, and let's continue with the show. All right, now, so moving on to other parts of the world now, looking at some of the stories. Well, the devastation that hit Kentucky and its environs is one that is quite a worrying. Now, the death toll from powerful tornadoes that devastated towns in Kentucky is likely to pass 100, the governor says, as hope of finding survivors wanes. Now, Andy Beshear said this was the most devastating tornado event in the state's history, with at least 80 confirmed deaths. Now, noting that nothing that was standing in the direct line of one tornado is still standing, he said. Now, 14 deaths have been reported in 4 other states, and President Joe Biden has declared a major federal disaster in Kentucky and ordered federal aid to be made available to the hardest hit areas. Now, rescue workers scoured the debris for survivors, while teams distributed water and generator to residents. More than 300 people of the National Guard were also going door to door and removing debris. Now, we're still hoping as we move forward for some miracles to find more people, the governor said during a visit to the town of Mayfield, one of the hardest hit. However, no one has been found alive since Saturday morning. A very sad one. And let me say our thoughts are with them. We pray that to those who have lost their lives, may their soul rest in perfect peace, and to the families who have lost loved ones as well, we pray that God consoles you, our sympathies with you, our condolences as well. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Well, 7 dead as rescuers find bodies in Sicily blast. And that's another story coming through. The story says that Italian rescuers pulled 4 bodies from collapsed building in Sicily on Monday after suspected gas explosion. At least 7 people have now died after the blast destroyed 4 residential buildings on Saturday evening in the Sicilian town of Ravanusa. Firefighters say they are continuing to search the rubble for 2 people still said to be missing. Another 100 people have had to leave their homes because of the explosion. Authorities said 4 houses had collapsed and another 3 were damaged during the blast, which was heard as far as 4 miles, that's 6 kilometers away. Among the bodies pulled from the rubble in the early hours of Monday was Celine Pascariello, a 30-year-old nurse who was 9 months pregnant. Very, very sad story. Very, very sad story. Getting to the end of the year, events do happen. Lots of bad events do happen there. Now, moving on straight to Hong Kong once again. The story says that Hong Kong media mogul Jimmy Lai has been sentenced to 13 months in jail for participating in a video making the 1989 Tiananmen massacre in Beijing. The 74-year-old was found guilty last week of inciting others to take part in an unlawful assembly. He was among thousands who defied a ban to attend last year's vigil marking the killings in the Chinese capital. Now, more than 24 Hong Kong politicians and activists have been charged over the vigil. Lai was one of 8 activists sentenced on Monday. They included prominent names like journalist turned opposition politician Gwyneth Ho and lawyer Cho Hang Tong. The sentences for the 8 range from 4.5 months to 14 months. Judge Amanda Woodcock announced the sentences following a mitigating hearing in which lawyers presented a handwritten letter he had written from prison. Now he goes on further to say, I did not join the June 4th vigil in the Terrier Park. That's what he was saying there. He's written a letter, a lengthy one there. But in the letter, Lai said he was willing to suffer the penalties of his decision. If commemorating those who died because of injustice is a crime, then inflict on me that crime and let me suffer the punishment, so I may share the burden and glory of those young men and women who shed their blood on the 4th of June 1989, Lai wrote. Okay, quite an interesting one there. To one end, you try to fight about against this body or this regime or this authority, and I tell you that this is nothing. It's not an easy thing to do. But well, good luck to him and to everyone who is fighting for a worthy cause. Maybe someday, somewhere, somehow, you will get there. But until then, keep on fighting. A violent mafia-style gang in Nigeria has been linked to murder and fraud, has infiltrated the country's political system and launched a global scamming operation well beyond Nigeria's border, according to thousands of hard documents and testimonies by the BBC. The Black Axe gang has been operating for decades in Nigeria and is among the country's most feared organized crime syndicates. Membership of these syndicates, known as the cults, fraternities, is outlawed in Nigeria. For the past 2 years, BBC African Eye has been following the Black Axe, speaking to former members and combing through thousands of documents that appear to have been hacked from a number of prominent members of the group. It was not possible to verify the entire cache, but the key documents were verified. Now, among our findings were emails that suggest a prominent Nigerian businessman and a 2019 APC party candidate for political offices, Augustus Bemigo, was a senior member of the Black Axe and was involved in orchestrating fraudulent internet scams, netting millions of dollars. Gosh, oh my. We have removed him close to $1 million, says one email sent to Mr. Bemigbo, referring to a victim. The email contains victim's full name, email address, and number, and instructions on how to progress the scam. Gee, well, somebody said, well, they did it to us. They came to our shores. They raped our wealth and everything of ours and took them away. So it's now time for us to come back. Is that what is happening there? Well, this is coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so London on the African continent. Libya's government says ready for presidential poll. How ready are they ready? But the story says the Libyan government said on Sunday it is ready to hold the country's presidential election as planned on December the 24th, despite persistent uncertainty that a crucial vote will go ahead on time. We are ready for the election, said Ramadan Abu Jinnah, interim head of government since Premier Abdulhamid Dbeibah announced he was running for the presidency. The government has spared no effort to support the Electoral Commission. We have the chance to make December 24 a historic day, Abu Jinnah said. Now, Libya descended into chaos following a NATO-backed 2011 revolt that overthrew and killed dictator Muammar Gaddafi. The December 24 polls are intended to help the oil-rich North African country move past a decade of violence. Can that happen? Would that happen? Is it possible? Have they got everything that it takes to get that? I don't know. Maybe you have the answer to that. But feel free. It's now 14 minutes to the top of the hour, 14 minutes to the end of the program. Let me put it that way. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The South African President Ramaphosa has tested positive for virus and is mildly ill. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is receiving treatment for mild COVID-19 symptoms after testing positive for the virus on Sunday. There are some stories making the rounds there. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Former South African President Jacob Zuma released his book defending his tenure. Well, he's in prison, but he decided, let me release this book. Maybe some way, somehow, this book will help in fighting my cause. Now, what do you think about that? It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Focus on your job or quit and pursue your presidential ambitions. Akufo-Addo to aspirants. Wow. Okay. So, now let me bring you that before I bring you the vaccination, the compulsory vaccination that's going to be taking place in the Ghanaian airports. Now, President Akufo-Addo has issued the strongest warning yet to ministers of state who are hoping to contest in the new patriotic party's presidential primaries, according to an Accra-based, as I say, radio. The president, at a cabinet meeting on Friday, told his appointees to focus on the job they have taken, they've been tasked with, or quit now to pursue their presidential dreams. The warnings comes amidst the growing anxiety within the ruling party over who will contest for the flag bearership position of MPP and subsequently lead the party to the 2024 election. However, the president reminded hopefuls in his government that even though 13 out of the 17 candidates who contested for the 2008 presidential slots were in government, they were not actively campaigning within the first year of the second tenure of the erstwhile John Agyekum Kufuor's administration. In view of that, President Akufo-Addo criticized the premature move by some aspirants in his government. So the question that I want to ask this morning, or what I wanted to think about, is now, if do we set a time so that we say, well, if you make that intention, maybe let's say the first year in the second term, you have to take a bow and then go start campaigning. Because whatever the person does, even if you say they're not going to go campaigning vocally, what we see is that wherever they go, whatever thing they do, they will try to be championing that, doing things to actually bolster their popularity. But what do you think? What do you think there? So coming away from Starr Radio UK, it is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And let me say good morning to Regina, Queen Enima. Yes, I saw you calling me. Don't you worry. I'll get back to you in a moment. All right. Now let's talk about compulsory vaccination, and then we bring the program to a close. The private legal practitioner Sami Jenfi has described as reprehensible the decision by the government to make COVID-19 vaccination compulsory for all Ghanaians traveling in and out of the country, the Kotoka International Airport. Vaccination must be by choice. That's what he is saying. He said vaccination must be by choice and not by force. The imposition of compulsory COVID vaccination requirement on all Ghanaians traveling into and out of the Ghana by the Ghana Health Services is reprehensible and an affront to the 1992 Constitution. It's reprehensible. Okay, let me take it that. But if somebody decide that they want to travel out of the country, then somebody will say that, well, it's up to the government to make sure that they live in the country, they are all protected. When they're coming into the country, they are all protected. So if you are traveling to Ghana today, if you are traveling to Ghana from now, I mean, you're not there yet, or you are yet to come back and they tell you, well, you are a Ghanaian. This is the strange. Get yourself ready. We're going to be injecting you. What will you do? They tell you that you don't do that, you're going to miss your flight. What will you do? I want to have your take. I got about another 8 minutes thereabout to bring the program to a close. But it would be lovely to have your take on that. Do you think it's reprehensible, or should government just get on with it and make sure that as many people are vaccinated? But the question another one is asking is, how many people have been vaccinated in Ghana at all? How many people have been vaccinated in Ghana? Well, listeners, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, another story that has made the rounds, pertaining to the special prosecutor. He is of the view as saying that the special prosecutor Kisi Ejabin has revealed that he will prosecute electoral officers and persons who tamper with election results in favor of any political party. Now, addressing the media on the commemoration of the International Anti-Corruption Day last Thursday, he said the probe in electoral rigging is under the mandate of the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Mr. Ejabin said electoral fraud will be a top priority as agents from the OSP will be stationed at all polling centers to ensure sanity and transparency. Are they going to be using CCTV? The Supreme Court has had to hear 2 election petitions in 2012 and 2020 following claims of irregularities by the New Patriotic Party and the National Democratic Congress. Now, it goes on further to say that the special prosecutor says he is determined to go after any electoral commission official who attempts to change voting results in national election. We're going to have agents all over. We're going to follow all pink sheets, and we're going to follow all collation results. It had to end somewhere, and specifically it is the mandate of the OSP, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, to ensure that these things, it is not as if we are witch hunting. However, any presiding officer and any returning officer who is minded to alter results or to willfully misstate the result should know that we will be coming for them to prosecute them. He warned. Who will be the first? Who will be the first? Okay, listeners, let me say a massive thank you very much to each and every one of you. Yes, a bit tired, but getting ready for the technical updates to be taking place, and I promise you tomorrow I'm going to be here once again to bring you another edition of the morning show. It's going to be another one to 12 o'clock until Thursday, when we're going to be having a full length of the program. And Thursday too, we'll be bringing you the one and only Gabby Dave rep. That's the boss of Gabby Dave coming your way. But let's take this commercial break. We finish that, I'll bring you some music and we'll bring the program to a close. Stay tuned.
Brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
In London, bringing the time now to 4 minutes to the top of the hour, and that's where I bring the program to a close for today. As I said earlier on, because of technical updates that's going to be taking place from 12 o'clock. I mean, it's going to take place during the course of the day, but we've done so that at least we can have a couple of hours with you before we branch for that to take place. We're doing our best to bring you the best in everything. So wherever you are, let me say thank you very, very much for tuning in this morning to join us on the morning show. Remember, I'm going to be here with you tomorrow as well. So it's with me, Archie, and on behalf of HRH Linda Palian, who is supposed to have been joining us later on in the course of the day, who cannot be here, Empress Regina anymore, and Mr. Dave West, and all you wonderful people who join us each day on Mondays. I say have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy the song from the Bala Brothers, Something Inside So Strong. But I think F1. Was it fair? When that song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie, saying have a top of the day. I see you tomorrow. Bye bye for now.
The higher you build your barrier, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, there's something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, though you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Because when my pride was gone, there's something inside so strong.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
You hide behind the walls of Jericho.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.